Recently we unboxed the Redmi K30 5G and it shares a lot of similarities with the regular K30. Now one of the major differences between these two phones, it's gotta be the chip inside. While Redmi's opted for a Snapdragon 730G chip for the regular K30, they've gone with the Snapdragon 765 chip for the K30 5G. We all know that the 765G is the faster chip, of course, but how much faster is it? Well, that is what we're going to be testing out in today's video. Hey guys, Ash here from C4E Tech, and if you do end up liking what you see with this video, please consider turning on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Now before we start, here's a quick refresher on how we do speed tests here at C4E Tech. There are going to be 2 rounds with 2 laps each. The first round is going to be light. It's going to have some social media apps that we use day to day, along with a few casual games thrown in. The second round, on the other hand, it's going to be more intense. It's where we're going to really be testing out the hardware by going for heavier apps, more demanding games, and we'll even render a video. Each round will have 2 laps. First one is where we check app opening times, and the second one, it's all about RAM management. Talking about RAM management, both K30s that we are using in today's video, they sport 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of onboard storage, and generally we turn the refresh rates down to 60 Hz, but here since both have 120 Hz refresh rates, and that's kind of the USPs of both phones, we've left it at 120 Hz, and they are connected to the same wireless networks. There are no apps running in the background. But before we start the stopwatch, here's a question for you. I'm going to leave 4 options on screen and here's a poll with options A, B, C, D. What do you think is going to happen in this video? What do you think is going to be the end result? Go ahead, make a choice, and let's see how many of you guys actually are able to predict the results correctly. Anyway, let's now start the stopwatch. Opening up Super Mario Run. Surprisingly, the regular K30 opened it up a split second faster. The K30 5G though is not that far behind. The K30 5G with its Snapdragon 765G is gaining on the regular K30. And finally, with Twitter, it overtakes the standard K30 and snatches the lead. Moving on to the third row, it seems like the K30 5G has now consolidated on a strong 1 app lead. And it finishes the first lap in 37 seconds. The K30, the 4G variant, it takes just 2 seconds more. Onto RAM management, can the regular K30 make an unlikely comeback? Doesn't seem so since both phones are doing well and they're absolutely tearing through the apps. There you have it with all the apps in memory, the 5G variant. It clinches the first round in a total of 51 seconds. The regular K30 is just 3 seconds behind. So this round it was full of surprises, from the lower powered K30 taking the initial lead to the fierce competition between the two. The K30 5G had to actually put up a fight for the first round victory. Now, can the 765G widen the gap in the second round, given that we have more heavier apps and graphically demanding games, also a video to render? Talking about the video render, we are using the VLLO app today, importing the same 5-second 4K clip to the project, slowing the speed down to 20%, keeping it ready to render. Let's go ahead, start the stopwatch. Opening up PUBG. The K30 5G takes a slim lead over the K30. Can it hold on? The Snapdragon 730G on the K30, the 4G variant, it's doing really well here, keeping pace with the 5G version. The 765G, it loads up Temple Run 2 faster, but once more, the 730G is hot on its heels. Heading into the third row of apps, it looks like the regular K30 is poised for a late comeback. And in fact, it does snatch the lead away from the K30 5G. Loads Hotstar a fraction of a second faster, but the 765G is not out of the race yet. Remember guys, the 765G, it does has the more powerful CPU with higher clock A76 cores, and it flexes its computing muscles, finishing the render at the same time. Now it's gunning for a late lead as the 730G falls behind for a second time in this lap down the last row of apps, and it's a win for the K35G. 1 minute 31 seconds. The regular K30 is just a second behind. Moving on to Rom Management, let's see, maybe there is a twist to the tail left. No, doesn't seem like it. Like the last Rom Management round, both phones have all the apps in memory, which is pretty good given MIUI's troubled past. And it is an easy win for K35G. 1 minute 52 seconds on the clock. The K30 once more has fallen behind with just 3 seconds. Let's now reboot the phones, check both timings. So the K35G won both rounds, but honestly I went in expecting a much higher margin of victory. Despite the micro stutters that I'd complained about in my review video, which if you've not checked out, go ahead check it out, here's a card to it. The 730G, it seems like it can keep up with the 765G in a speed test. But then again, do note that these are early days. The 730G is basically the Snapdragon 730, but with higher clocks. The 730 is a chip that Redmi's been optimizing for quite a while now with the K20. The 765G on the other hand, it's brand spanking new. The performance should get better over time. So anyway, is this the result you expected? Was this your pick at the start of the video, or are you surprised to see this? Leave a comment down below, and with that we get to the end of the speed test video. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe, turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. And thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.